What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including what will make Roman Reigns retire from WWE. Roman Reigns thinks Paul Heyman has been shady. Backstage drama in AEW. Is WWE vacating the Women's Tag Team Championships? The real reason that AEW moved to Grand Slam? The Undertaker still loves Batista, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on Wrestlelamia XL. But now let's do the intro and get straight into our first story. Now first story looks at what will make Roman Reigns retire from WWE. Now, is Roman Reigns actually preparing for retirement? It wasn't too long ago that Reigns told fans at live events that they wouldn't be seeing much of him, which led to debate whether he was retiring. While that was just Roman preparing fans for a sharp reduction in his appearances, Roman told Sports Illustrated he sometimes thinks about retirement. Sometimes no matter what you do, you just wake up sore and your body hurts. On those days, I'll tell you, man, I think to myself, what's going on here? Is everything good? Maybe we could stop. However, Reigns still feels there's still much to learn about wrestling and to explore. But then, like you said, there's so much meat left on the bone. There's so much I'm learning. Not only about myself, but about the performance in general. How to manipulate them, how to get better at them, how to control the crowd better, all these different things. There are so many stories left to tell, and with new family members coming in, it's one of those deals where as long as I can, you know how athletes say, as long as you can continue to practice. Roman said that he's very interested in making movies, but he noted how wrestling provides a different kind of thrill. But there's just something about being out there in the middle of the storm, that simultaneous live reaction. Making movies is very cool, but there's something about having the crowd right there in the palm of your hand that you just can't emulate. You can't duplicate it. That's WWE. Many a wrestler, not to mention other entertainers, have talked about how addictive performing in front of a live crowd is, which makes it hard to walk away from the ring for good. Next up, Roman Reigns breaks silence on CM Punk joining the Bloodline. The WWE Universe is still processing CM Punk's involvement in the men's War Games match, but what does Roman Reigns actually think about it? During that interview, Reigns commented on the eclectic band of brothers joining him, but as far as Punk's inclusion, and then Punk is like this crazy, how did this even happen? Who are you here with? What I mean, like, checking the guest list. Hold on, how did you get in here? The men's Survivor Series bout certainly has fans' attention, not only in terms of whether Roman can get revenge on Solo Sikoa, but the potential swerves before, during, and after the match. Next up, Roman Reigns doesn't trust Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman is back, but whose side is he on? While the Tribal Council brought CM Punk back to help Roman, fans are uncertain whether Heyman is managing Punk, Roman, or both. But whatever may be happening, Roman told Sports Illustrated that he hasn't had time to process Heyman's return, but he mentioned that Paul's been incredibly shady if you ask me. I've seen the speculation, well, he didn't answer his phone calls and this and that. But at the end of the day, when I take my leave, there's no question what I'm doing. I'm recessing back to family, changing the hats, putting on the fatherhood hat to refocus. That way I can come back and dominate and run the show, representing my family at the highest capacity. Now, the WWE is yet to address Reigns' lengthy absence, a storyline shortcoming the WWE seems to have hoped fans would ignore. As for Heyman though, Roman noted, the question is what happened with him. There's a lot of things that we just haven't had the time to dive into, and that's just a train wreck of a return that it's been for me. Right now, I have just as many questions for the wise man as you. And be sure to check out our Rumors video where we actually look at some of the potential scenarios involving Paul Heyman and whose side he could really be on. Next up, CM Punk continues to impress. It looks like CM Punk continues to impress WWE management with his attitude and work ethic. Fightful Select Sean Ross Sapp recently was asked about the straight-edge superstar's backstage reputation, answering, I can continue to keep hearing good things about CM Punk backstage. I really think he's taken this as an opportunity to not justify or sort of give any opportunities to his haters to zero in on things people have criticized him about. CM Punk has been in the WWE for a year since his 2023 Survivor Series return, and it looks like he's just getting started in terms of working programs with the promotion's top superstars. If Punk can stay healthy, there's no telling how much he can help the WWE reach new heights. Next up, backstage drama brewing for AEW. And then there's AEW, where longtime star Ricky Starks appears to be persona non grata with management. Starks, who's been with AEW since 2020, hasn't been used by the promotion in months, despite reports that he's healthy and cleared to compete. Word has it that Starks' contract was expiring in 2024, only for reports to surface that AEW had exercised a one-year option it had, keeping Starks locked into AEW until mid-2025. But that's just the beginning, as Starks recently appeared at the Game Changer Wrestling event telling fans, Passion runs through my blood, and I'll be damned if I sit at home and get frozen out. I'll be damned if I sit at home and let my career dwindle. I'm 34 years old, I'm healthy, I'm goddamn good looking, and most importantly, I'm a generational superstar. Starks was then booked for a match at GCW only for AEW to reportedly pull him from the event, stating that he was free to work elsewhere, but not in GCW. Interestingly, Starks was backstage at AEW's Full Gear, but he wasn't even used. Fans are curious as to just what's going on and why AEW isn't using someone considered one of the company's most promising talent, and AEW obviously felt that way as he held the FTW title and the AEW World Tag Team Championship with Big Bill. During a recent interview with Chris Van Vliet, Starks opened up about his situation. It beats me, I could have 1,000 theories about what's really going on. The fact of the matter is, if I don't have a definitive answer, I can't just make up an answer for people and just assume. Would I love to know the exact reason? For sure. Do I have speculations about why? Absolutely, but that does nothing to speak on things that I speculate, does nothing for the situation. So it's just a matter of, it sucks. But is Ricky being punished? I don't think that. I don't think that's ever crossed my mind of like, you're being punished, because that wouldn't serve me at all to think like that. I would be depressed and angry. That wouldn't serve me. As some fans and AEW wrestlers suspect AEW may be using Starks as part of a bigger angle and that he'll return to AEW soon. However, as we'll see next, there may be more personal reasons as to why he was pulled from GCW. So did AEW pull talent to spite promotion? It turns out Starks isn't the only AEW star who can't work in GCW, and there's speculation that this may have been done to spite GCW. A wrestling purist Ibu recently tweeted, "It's a line in the sand, they're not letting anybody from their company take GCW bookings going forward." In addition, Wrestling Inc. noted some comments from GCW wrestler Effie. Effie recently commented that AEW decided to run the Hammerstein Ballroom during the festive season less than a month before GCW was set to return to the iconic venue for the first time in 3 years. The GCW star claimed that GCW can't run shows on a $40 million deficit, the owner doesn't own a football team, and GCW isn't run by someone whose money comes from familiar wealth. Now, it's unclear if these comments were Effie throwing shade at AEW management or a work shoot. AEW president Tony Khan has been accused of being thin-skinned before, so if the comments weren't a shoot, it's possible Tony stopped AEW talent from working in GCW. A Fightful Sean Ross pointed out that Starks can work at other indie shows, but not GCW, a situation that's adding to the confusion. Next up, WWE vacating the Women's Tag Team Championship. Has a supposed curse on the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship struck again? Well, we'll leave that question for you. WrestleVotes commented on the situation during an appearance on the Patreon Backstage Q&A. Again, I'm working on nailing down the details, but I'm hearing that they're going to have to strip Bianca. Yeah, these belts are cursed. Do you think that fans will have to endure another tournament, or will the WWE think outside the box if it vacates the belt? Next up, the real reason why AEW moved Grand Slam. There's more bad news for AEW as it appears poor ticket sales may have led to the decision to move 2025's Grand Slam show from Suncorp Stadium to a smaller facility. Wrestle Radio Australia tweeted the news, "Breaking news, if you have tickets to AEW Grand Slam Australia, you should have received this email. Brisbane Entertainment Centre will be hosting the event on February 15th. A Ringside News reports ticket sales are the reason for the move. Originally slated for the massive Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane, the February 15, 2025 show is moving to a more intimate location due to low ticket sales. That means they've gone from a 52,000 seat setup to a 13,500 seat setup. And finally, The Undertaker still loves Batista. And last but not least, does The Undertaker have any bad feelings towards Batista? Both men have had strong opinions about their choice for US president, with the Phenom supporting WWE Hall of Famer Donald Trump and Dave Batista supporting Kamala Harris. This has led to talk among fans that there may be heat between the two superstars. However, as far as The Undertaker is concerned, it's all good with Batista, something that he made clear during an appearance on Fox News. "I don't have any angst towards Dave Batista. He's still a good friend of mine. I haven't seen him, but if I saw him, I'd give him a big hug. I would give him a big hug. Mick Foley too. I don't care what your politics are. You're wrong, everybody knows it, but I still love you, and I'm gonna say hello and give you a hug, whether you want it, when I see you." A Sports Illustrated notes that Batista has been relatively quiet on social media and there's been no reply to Taker's comments. But there you have it, folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.